we've all heard of.
Metaverse.
The Metaverse.
The Metaverse.
The Metaverse.
And many people have a lot to say about it. In the news, on social media, and especially here on YouTube.
Okay guys, let's talk about Metaverse.
I want to show you exactly how you can make money in the Metaverse.
The Metaverse is going to change my life. It's going to change your life.
But what is the truth? So let's explore what we already know. There are multiple portrayals of the Metaverse that attempt to describe what value it will have on our daily lives. And when reading or watching content about the Metaverse, you're likely to get two perceptions. Those who see the positive value, such as being open and free to all. The Metaverse is a decentralized virtual world not controlled by any one corporation or reliant on one company's hardware, built on open standards so anyone can access it, an evolution of the internet as we know it. Life enhancing. The Metaverse will provide a collection of spaces, games and apps where we can all live, learn, socialize and earn in an enhanced, immersive virtual experience. Endless possibilities. In the Metaverse, you can be as creative as you like and create anything you want, from your own worlds and environments to music, art and games, without limits. And then there are those who see the negatives, such as large corporations taking control. There are already many big companies competing to have a monopoly on the Metaverse, where they hope to control pretty much everything we think, see and do. Not to mention data harvesting may also become vastly more intrusive, which could lead to a privacy nightmare. The threat to cybersecurity. The Metaverse could supercharge cybercrime, introducing new forms of fraud, identity theft and scams, which could be even more difficult to avoid in virtual worlds where nothing may be as it seems. Becoming trapped. Users could eventually become trapped in the Metaverse. The more time spent in a virtual reality could lead to losing a sense of actual reality, where we're no longer interested in real life and relationships. But why do we have these perceptions? As you probably already know, in October 2021, Facebook announced that it was changing its company name to Meta. And Mark Zuckerberg told us exactly how Meta intends to create its version of the Metaverse. But what he didn't tell you was that Facebook had been secretly investing in the Metaverse since 2014, when they bought Oculus for $2 billion. And since then, it's estimated they are investing between $5 to $10 billion in the Metaverse every year. And with Meta having 3.5 billion users across its social products, including Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger, that gives them access to almost half of everybody on Earth. However, the Metaverse wasn't actually Facebook's idea. The word was first introduced by Neil Stephenson in his science fiction novel Snow Crash, published in 1992. According to Neil, the Metaverse is a place where the characters in the novel can escape their bleak realities, disappearing into a digital world with their own avatars using goggles and earphones. Once in the Metaverse, avatars can stroll down a single wide street, tens of thousands of miles long, and home to amusement parks, shops, offices, and entertainment complexes. Sounds familiar?
The next platform and medium will be even more immersive, an embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it. And we call this the Metaverse.
When you think again about just how many users Facebook already has across its platforms, it's no wonder some people are anxious about their intentions, as let's face it, Facebook's track record gives us a reason to worry about how privacy in the Metaverse will work. The Meta rebranding can't mask the ghosts of Facebook's past. Cambridge Analytica and the more recent leak of the 533 million users' data proves the company can't always safeguard its knowledge of people's lives. Not to mention, its products have been shown to make children and teens unhappier, which Facebook hid until the Facebook files revealed the information. And the company has done much less than other social media companies to combat political and medical misinformation, particularly in non-English speaking countries. If the Metaverse is supposed to be an open access, decentralized, uncontrolled world, then why is Meta seeking to monopolize it? It, of course, all boils down to money. In 2020, the Metaverse industry was worth $500 billion, and by 2024 it could be worth a staggering $800 billion. That's 360% more than the gaming industry, which was worth $174 billion in 2021, and a crazy 17,678% more than the film industry, which was worth $4.5 billion in 2021. With that said, someone's going to have to sell the hardware to access this future's metaverse, and someone's going to have to create the software that populates it. And Zuckerberg is making it clear that he wants Meta to be a leader on both fronts. But how do people feel about this? Although there are many mixed reviews, according to a survey by Morning Consultant published in October 2021, 68% of US adults said that based on what they know, they're not interested in using Meta's virtual and augmented reality project. Also, despite Mark Zuckerberg's explanation that the new corporate name of Meta is meant to better reflect who we are and the future we hope to build, not everyone is convinced, as roughly half, or 51%, of Americans said that if they had to guess, they would say Meta rebranded in an effort to distance itself from negative press. But that's just a survey. Twitter went into a frenzy after Facebook's Metaverse announcement, and many people had a lot to say, including Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. Yet, no matter what people think, Meta is here to stay. But can anyone stop them? If Meta truly want to be the ruler of the Metaverse, they're not going to have an easy ride. There are already several other companies who have thrown their hats into the ring, especially within the gaming industry. Companies like Epic Games and Roblox already have hugely popular virtual worlds, with Roblox having 202 million users as of April 2021, and Fortnite having 390 million users in the same period. And these virtual worlds will only get bigger and better in the Metaverse. Fortnite has already proven this when they hosted a live concert featuring rapper and producer Travis Scott. The concert gathered over 27.7 million unique players in-game, where they were led underwater and into outer space in what could only be described as a visual marvel. And then there's Decentraland, a 3D virtual world and a metaverse on its own. Launched in 2017 and accessible from a VR headset as well as a regular computer, Decentraland allows users to build within the world and buy virtual plots of land in the platform as NFTs via the Mana cryptocurrency. Originally launched as just a game, the platform made Metaverse news in November 2021 when a plot of digital land in Decentraland sold for a record $2.43 million worth of cryptocurrency. So it's fair to say that whoever wants the biggest slice of the Metaverse pie will need to be a big player in the gaming industry. But that's not all. Next we have Nvidia, an industry-leading computer chip manufacturer and technology company, where many of the projects it manufactures will be the key building blocks of the hardware used to access the Metaverse. Nvidia have decided that their version of the Metaverse will be known as the Omniverse, announced back in April 2021. They say the Omniverse is the plumbing on which metaverses can be built, a platform for connecting 3D worlds into a shared virtual universe. And they're already off to a flying start. Currently, the Omniverse is in use across a growing number of industries for projects such as design collaboration and creating so-called digital twins, or simulation of real-world buildings and factories. This will effectively be an ecosystem that allows artists, designers, and team members to collaborate in real time and at the same time within a virtual space. Essentially, Nvidia wants to transform the way in which we work together, which eventually will be a key part of what we do in the Metaverse as part of our everyday lives. With that being said, there's one company that's attempting to stake its claim on both gaming and how we work in the Metaverse, and that's Microsoft. Microsoft is already known for being one of the largest software and technology companies, so it comes as no surprise that they too want to be top dogs of the Metaverse. In terms of gaming, Microsoft have been a key player for a long time with their Xbox game consoles, and they have a number of widely favoured games including Minecraft, another hugely popular virtual world, which they acquired back in 2014 and has a user base of 141 million as of October 2021. Then there's Microsoft's Metaverse for Work, In November 2021, Microsoft unveiled Mesh for Microsoft Teams, a feature which allows people in different physical locations to join collaborative and shared holographic experiences, and combining that with the productivity tools of Microsoft Teams, where people can join virtual meetings, send chats, collaborate on shared documents, and more. Microsoft believes Mesh is a gateway to the metaverse. Organizations can build immersive spaces within Teams, which could be accessed through standard smartphones and laptops to mixed reality headsets. Finally, it's hardly a secret that Apple is working on some form of virtual reality device, most likely a VR headset or pair of glasses. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman recently reported that a product could arrive towards the end of 2022 or sometime early in 2023. It's more likely they will launch a set of augmented reality or AR glasses, as Apple CEO Tim Cook has repeatedly stressed that AR is a core technology for the company. These glasses will allow for a full view of the physical world around you, while adding a digital overlay on top to provide information. It may seem like they're lagging behind, but Apple are staying true to their tradition of allowing other companies to make the early public beta mistakes, then following up with a refined version of an existing idea. And some say once Apple enters the game, it could be the end of Meta's metaverse ambitions. So now we know Meta isn't the only one in the race to build the metaverse. The question is, who's going to win? The truth is, the winners will be those who stay true to the mantra of the metaverse. Optimistic futurists like ourselves believe that if the metaverse is to succeed, it will need to be made up of decentralized virtual worlds, not controlled by any one corporation or reliant on one company's hardware. It should be built on open standards so anyone can access it, or in other words, just like the internet. Decentralization will make the metaverse more resilient, so that it's not dependent on a single party for its operation. It also makes the metaverse more censorship resistant, so that it's not possible to block or remove content without the consent of the creator. So in essence, the metaverse isn't going to be one entity. Thanks to the advances in blockchain technology and virtual technologies, people are now able to create their own digital worlds that intersect with the real world, creating hybrid metaverses. In the crypto space, each day there are many startup companies, communities and projects being launched with their own big plans for building the metaverse. Projects such as Next Earth, a blockchain-based virtual land ownership platform on an exact copy of the Earth. On Next Earth, virtual landowners can buy plots of land that exactly replicate the real world, everything from the New York Met to the Pyramids of Giza. Then eventually, they'll be able to build whatever they want on their land, from houses and stores to theme parks and even entire cities. What's more, they believe that the metaverse should not be an escape from the real world, but rather an extension of it, which is why 10% of every transaction in Next Earth is allocated to environmental charities, since Next Earth recognizes the importance of sustainability. And so far, over $800,000 has been donated to initiatives like the Ocean Cleanup, Amazon Watch, Sea Turtles, and Kiss the Ground. With the ever-growing use and popularity of crypto games, NFTs, and blockchain-driven decentralized apps or dApps, it seems like nearly anything blockchain-related could be potentially a piece of the coming metaverse. And just like how no one company defined the dot-com PC era of the 90s, or the mobile telecoms era of the noughties, no one company is likely to define the upcoming metaverse era, whatever it may look like. Let's take a sneak peek into the future. Fast forward to 2030 and the metaverse has taken on a whole new meaning. A new era of creativity and collaboration has emerged as people from all over the globe can come together to create content and experiences that wouldn't be possible in the real world. And the way we live, earn, socialize and learn has changed. The future of work. The traditional workplace is now outdated. Why commute to an office when you can work from anywhere in the world? Thanks to the advances in telecommuting and virtual reality, it is now commonplace to work from the metaverse instead of working from home. There has been a rise in remote work in virtual offices. Workplaces are not only more efficient, but more sustainable, as people no longer need to commute to work, leading to a more diverse workforce, as people are able to interact with one another in the same virtual spaces from anywhere in the world. The future of play. Metaverse gaming has rapidly evolved into an exciting new medium. Players can explore different worlds and scenarios that wouldn't be possible in the real world. For example, a player can visit a medieval world, complete with castles and dragons, or journey to the future and explore a cyberpunk city, using the same avatars of themselves and bringing any items they own from one world into another, meaning items in the metaverse are now completely interoperable. Imagine being able to use one of your favourite skins or weapons from Fortnite in another game like Minecraft. What's more, the more you play, the more you earn, and any tokens earned in one world can be used or exchanged within another whilst having real-world value. Essentially, anything you own in the metaverse will be of value outside of it. The future of commerce. The purchasing of goods and services is now ever more interactive in the metaverse. Imagine walking into an exact replica of your favourite fashion store and trying on clothing, jewelry or shoes, all without having to leave the comfort of your home. Digital cryptocurrencies are now the norm, so transactions are borderless, cheaper and quicker. You now have the ability to easily purchase NFTs from other creators, which can then be used within multiple metaverse environments, as well as creating your own NFTs to share and sell. Anyone has the ability to monetize their assets or creations in the metaverse. The future of society. The metaverse is not just about entertainment and work, it's also changed society. Before the metaverse, the rise of social media meant that gradually we became more and more isolated from one another. However, now, the metaverse allows us to connect with each other in a new and deeper way, creating a sense of community that is often lacking in the real world. This sense of community has become momentous, allowing us to work together towards our common goals in life. As you can see, the metaverse has the potential to change the world as we know it, and it all begins now. Countries all over the world have started to recognise its benefits and are making moves towards embracing a digital economy, with major developments actively taking place globally, such as El Salvador, who became the first country to approve Bitcoin as legal tender in June 2021, a move spearheaded and promoted by the country's president Nayib Bukele, who plans to build a Bitcoin city. In China, Beijing-based AI tech giant Baidu has held China's first Metaverse conference for its annual developers event, saying that it's only 6 years away from delivering a fully immersive Metaverse. And the nation of Barbados is preparing to establish a virtual embassy in Decentraland's Metaverse, connecting international diplomacy and digital real estate. The world is evolving, and the true meaning of the Metaverse is ever evolving alongside it. The truth is, the Metaverse will mean whatever you want it to mean. Experts estimate it could take up to 10 years before the key features of the Metaverse become mainstream. Therefore, we must resist the temptation to fluctuate between a utopian and dystopian view of the Metaverse. Instead, we should acknowledge that new technologies bring new challenges, and we have to be responsible in our own approach to help bring this vision of the future of social technology to life. After all, the Metaverse will be for everyone, and we all will have a part to play in shaping what it will look like. As we leave you now, we'd like to know, what do you think of the Metaverse? Let us know in the comments below, and like and subscribe for more videos as we explore the Metaverse and beyond. See you next time, Metascapers.